Tuning a database. Tuning a database is to change the design of it for improving its performance to satisfy the needs of organization or system. Sometimes the organization wants to retrieve the data faster and they need to improve the performance of this database. And there are some ways that they can do it by buying new hardware and software. However, they had a limited. Sometimes they had a limited budget, so they need to look for another possibility to improve the database, and it is by um, creating indexes or the normalizing the tables, and they go into the design of the database. So one of the most common ways to improve the retrieval data is by the creation of the indexes for primary and foreign keys. And that this way there's room faster queries for retrieving the data. But sometimes it is not convenient the use of many indexes because the process of retrieving data takes longer in biggest tables. So they have huge tables, so they try to look into all this data. So sometimes it's not convenient. Another way to do that is the normalizing tables, and it is splitting one table in three normal forms into two tables. It makes easy and faster to access tables because the tables has less attributes than the original table. And it makes sense because they will look into smaller tables, and usually this technique is convenience when they use the same data constantly. So the users try to look into this data, and it's easy. Just have this a table with the specific data that is more looking into the database. So, but it's a lot of problems too, because when his table is denormalizing from his third normal form, it introduces abnormalities, redundancy in the data. So it's not here. The analyst should know what is the best choice for the organization, and the here is a simple example of the normalization of the table. We had a customer table. It has a customer ID, customer last name, customer first name, customer address, private phone, delivery address, business phone, and transaction number. This looks like it's a third normal form because the customer has the information, the personal information, and it's carry out a business too. So all this is like a kind of information of the customer. However, we can split this table in two tables. One we can name one's the customer information, and is we just keep use the customer information as the customer last name, customer first name, customer address, private phone. And we can have another table with cost with the data for the business with the customer ID, customer last name, customer first name, deliver address, business phone, and transaction number. This um, uh, is, for example, if in organization they just want to track all the information of the a customer and how the business is going on, and they have all the information for the business, and it's separate from the customer information, the general information of the customer. However, we have similar data in customer ID, customer last name, and customer first name. So this data will be repeated in both tables, and we can, if we decide, we can just join both these two tables and going to the original table, so that this way we don't lose data. However, we have hit here some redundancy in data for the customer ID, customer last name, and customer first name. So for some situation, the normalization is good, and sometimes uh, it's good to have some redundancy in the database, but it should be always to be back under control of the designer. And it's it.